And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to the Napoli Rant. I am Rafa, joined by my co-host, the Vicar of Vesuvius, Rafa Rispo.
What's up, Raf Pizzarro? Come stai oggi?
Ciao, tutto a posto, Rafa. Welcome to everybody in the chat as well as our audio listeners. Welcome to the Napoli Rant. Let's get this rant on the road. But before we do, show your support by subscribing to our YouTube channel and be sure to give this episode a like. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your support is always appreciated and helps our channel grow. We are doing great. The show is doing great. We are getting so many new fans and viewers. The Discord is growing. Everything is jumping, guys. Be sure to be on that train, all right, and help us out. The aftermath, guys, after this weekend, very kind of emotional weekend. Lots of emotions going around with all the fans around the world, all the Napoli fans. Has Lazio defeat Napoli 2-1 at the Stadio Maradona. Yes, it always sucks a little bit more, Rafa, when they defeat us in our own house, but Zadi seems to have our number right now. The team looked all right for a little bit. It wasn't terrible, but there was just some holes and some gaps in some areas, some issues scoring and so on and so forth. We're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about things that are kind of like on your mind. Lobotka, what's going on there? Oliveira, Juan Jesus in the defense. And then we'll probably finish the show, talk about a reaction to the Champions League draw. But for now, Lazio defeat Napoli. Rafa, the game didn't start it off terrible for Napoli, I feel like. I mean, we did okay. We had a number of chances in the first few minutes. Great saves by the Lazio goaltender. What's your initial reaction off the game?
Okay.
I had to finish watching it today, by the way. I was working all weekend, so I had to do Napoli in Silencio. You know how that goes.
I actually had a really good opportunity to watch the whole game live. First time this season, no clubs, no vacations. I was at work, but it was a slow time at work, so we got to watch the whole game.
All right.
And I'll tell you right now, my initial reaction to the first half was decent. First half, gave up a really, really weird goal. I mean, the defense just kind of was playing really well up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even after that, I felt like the defense tidied up. Juan Jesus was, in position all the most of the time. Rachmani was solid. Oliveira was a little sloppy, but Di Lorenzo was Di Lorenzo, and
sure.
As far as an attack, looked good. Zielinski had a shot saved. Kvaratskhelia had a shot saved. Osimhen had a clear a near goal
right.
off a cross or a corner with a head.
Right.
And everything seemed okay. And something that my cousin Dan pointed out that makes a little sense now. At the time, I was like, I don't know about, but it makes a little sense. Something is missing in the midfield. Right?
Yeah, the ball getting past the Lobotka.
Yeah, it's something that's missing in the midfield. Even in the first half, regardless of how we played well in the first half. We did. Right. We had possession. We had chances. We had, just didn't want to go in. Zielinski got the equalizer soon after, Luis Alberto's goal, which was, a fantastic little cheeky backheel fluky goal, right? At the same time, Zielinski's goal was a little fluky too, had a couple deflections.
All right.
It just seemed like, okay, we righted the wrong with that, and here we go. Let's go to the second half. And then in the second half, Ralph, we didn't look anything like we did in the first half. We continued to maintain possession. We continued to press. We continued to get to the box and semi-create. But at the same time, we didn't look anywhere as good as we did in the first half for this game.
I want to reach out to the chat for everybody's conspiracy theories as to what they think happened to Napoli coming out in that second half.
They're all going to tell you the same thing.
Well, I want to know. Let's be a part of the chat here. Let's be a part of this question. But do you think it was something like that was said in the locker room? Were they upset at something? Maybe Rudi Garcia, hammered them a little bit, Rafa, and then they reacted maybe in a negative way. I don't know. What do you what's your initial thought as to like why they came out like that? Because there was no real reason. It was not like we were still tied, I think, at that point, right? It was still 1-1.
It was a tie. Yeah. It was a tie game.
So
why I don't know. I mean, I couldn't tell you, man. I honestly think that some of these guys don't have 90 minutes in their legs. Kvaratskhelia being one of them. He's just back from a minor injury. He's got to get his back into form.
I mean, he had a wonderful strike.
He had a wonderful game. He played well. I disagree with him being taken off. I disagreed.
Even with all right, okay.
Here's the thing. I disagree with the decision that Garcia made for him. I think if he was going to come off, I think what should have happened was Elmas should have went there.
Or Raspadori, maybe.
No, Raspadori did go there. So Raspadori went to where at the end
that's right, because Zielinski stayed on. I'm sorry. I thought Zielinski stayed off.
That's okay. Zielinski stayed on. Zielinski came off for Simeone.
He changed that whole left side, didn't he?
And he changed that whole left side. Yeah.
Right. And Rui came on at the same time.
Well, Mario Rui came in first. So here's the thing. The first sub that was made was predicted by us. Oliveira off, Mario Rui on. We need some offense. We need some balls connecting to Victor because, God knows Politano has been pretty decent under Garcia so far, but he still lacks in a cross. Like, in my opinion, we need a better crosser of the ball. So that's going to come from the left side, whether it be Kvaratskhelia or whether it be Mario Rui, right? So Mario Rui comes in. Okay. And I believe it was 2-1 at this point. Kamada's goal. I mean, for me, nothing you could do. The Zielinski, although he had a good game, lost the ball in the midfield.
It was a one-on-one battle, and
it was a little battle, one-on-one. Lost the ball in the midfield. I felt like shout out to Sal from down in Westchester. Sal, he on Twitter, he's Jersey Napoli. On Twitter, Jersey Napoli. Sal, he's at all of our meets. He comes every now and then. He'll come to the barbershop and get a cut. He came in yesterday, Sunday, to get a haircut. We talked about it, and we watched the highlights again. And he said, we were pretty well covered for that goal. But Kamada took a shot, and I don't even think he was thinking about a shot. Like, you know what I mean? I think he just went with it, and it went in and whatever. So, but anyway, Mario Rui comes in. Boop. Yeah, Mario Rui comes in, and I felt like, okay, this is it. This is what we need next. Anguissa has to come out because for me, Anguissa was worst player on the field.
Really? I thought he did okay in the beginning. I thought he did okay in the beginning of the game.
In the second half, Anguissa was unwatchable.
I mean, do you think the whole team was a little unwatchable in the second half?
Yes, but I had my eye on Anguissa and Lobotka, right. and Anguissa for me just couldn't string a pass together. Lobotka made decisions that made no sense. The one opportunity he had where he could have shot and he decided to pass back and into the center. It just wasn't. It wasn't the right call, and it's a mixture of the team is tired, and Garcia just didn't make the right decisions. I felt like Elmas was needed on the left, and if
where was Elmas? Where was Elmas?
He was on the bench.
Apparently, I mean, why was he on the bench though, Rudy?
Yeah.
Rudy. Where was Elmas? Anyway, go ahead.
Then you go ahead and you take out you don't take out either Lobotka or Anguissa and put Cayuste in. I think Cayuste could have been fine for coverage for Anguissa at the time. You put in Raspadori and put him back on that left-hand side, and I'm telling you, as good as Raspadori is centrally, I don't know if he's as good on the left. I just don't know. It's been 3 games now where less than impressed with him on the left, right? The guy's a central. He's an attacker, and he's a central guy. My opinion, Zielinski should have came off. Raspadori take that spot, right? And then if you're going to take out Politano and put in Lindstrom there, fine. But Lindstrom gets minutes after joining the team 3 days prior. But where's Nathan? So it's like these things, and he didn't use a fifth substitution. So, like, what's happening? What's happening?
Rafa,
There's not a lot of play in the midfield through Lobotka anymore. Zambo looks like the monster he is in the first half and then disappears in the second. Osimhen struggling to get balls. I'm sorry, Ralph. I'm going on a tangent, but go ahead.
No, I want to because I want to mention first of all, Cal Urba was on fire in the Discord.
Yeah.
After this match, I just want to say he was absolutely on fire. It was a great combo everybody had. But I'm going to read this because you said this as well, Rafa. Elmas came in on the left and scores most of last season. You said this.
I said this to you earlier today.
Earlier today or the day prior, whatever. But you had mentioned this, and I agree. I mean, and you also said Natan doesn't get any chance, and he's been with the team, I don't know, whatever, a couple weeks now. And Lindstrom 3 days in already is getting minutes. So what's going on here?
Well, so you can make the argument that, okay, Natan is adjusting. He trusts Juan Jesus a little more, blah, blah, blah. But then what does that mean for putting Lindstrom in on the right for Politano when you could easily put in Elmas, on the left and maybe move, Raspadori over to the right? You know what I'm saying? How about this? Don't go to a 4-4-2 and we're down 2-1 with 8 minutes left.
Right.
Like, why are you going for? I get you want to have Simeone and Osimhen on at the same time, but that's not how we play.
Right.
If you play like how we play, we might score a goal. Why it makes sense? We obviously didn't have a rant last week. I was on vacation. You were having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Sassuolo, we beat them 2-0. We beat them pretty handily. It was fun to watch. And I was cool with Garcia tinkering with the lineup with 10 minutes left, up a man, up 2 goals, right? Let's see what we could do with a 4-4-2. Okay, great. But if he's going to go into the locker room and say, oh, this team needs to learn how to not lose if we can't win a close match.
Right.
But he's the guy that's tinkering with formations and listen, I'm this close to regretting us bringing in Rudi Garcia, but I can't crumble just yet.
Come on, 3 games in, Rafa.
I've seen it, Ralph. I've seen it. There are people panicking on Twitter, on X, whatever you want to call it. Tell me
Instagram.
Something. Dude,
what else is new?
In
what
my
else
barbershop, we're crumbling, man. And it's
game 3 in. We got a new coach, couple new players. We're trying to figure out we're gonna crumble. Rafa, come on, you're better than that, Rob. No.
I told you, I'm
better
than that. I
told
you I'm not.
But is there some cracks in the foundation? What's going on?
I said
Rafa?
I'm this close.
You can't be that close. The people need us, Rafa.
Listen,
the hope we are the light and the sunshine.
And let me tell you something.
Let me give up here. We can't.
Let me tell you something. I'm the first guy to say this.
Disaster. What? How is this a disaster?
No. Fox drop. Wait a minute, Fox drop. Hold on. Now
disaster.
Okay, for those listening on audio,
raise your hand if you thought we were going to be undefeated this season. Come on, this is not last year, man.
Listen to me. For those listening on audio, Fox drop just came in and said, "I agree. Rudi Garcia is a disaster." I didn't say Rudi Garcia is a disaster. I said I'm this close to regretting the appointment. I'm not there yet. I need to see more. But
one bad half. Not even a whole bad game. One bad half. Vincenzo says half days of Rudi.
It's a bad half. But at the same time, right? We go down 1 goal to Frosinone early on a penalty. We figure it out, right? We go down to Lazio. We come back. We go down again. We can't figure it out. Now we need to see how we react. We're off next week. We got the internationals. Spalletti's debut on the national team. It'll be interesting to see if he appointed Di Lorenzo as the captain. He called Politano up. He called Raspadori up. He called Meret up. I thought it was really cool. But we now need to see how he reacts. The next 5 games are winnable games. We should have 15 of 15 points in the next 5 games.
Can I read this out? Vincenzo Portillo says, we lost this exact match last season and dropped points, 2 out of the first 4 games, and look how that went. Thank you.
And I was just going to get to that too, Vinny. You know, matches 3 and 4, we drew last year, right? So we dropped 4 points. So far, we dropped 3 points. If we win match 4, technically, we're ahead of points than we were last season. Right? Because that'll be 9 points from the first 12, right?
Right.
Last season, where were we? 8 points from the first 12. So we will be ahead of last season if we beat Genoa coming back from the break. Okay. So am I worried? I'm not worried yet. I want to see how we react. We had a bad half, but here's the thing. My opinion, the bad half came from Rudi Garcia and the decisions that he made. That's why it came. So for me,
what about the terrible through balls?
It wasn't even.
What about the terrible through balls, Rafa?
We're gonna listen. We're gonna get to the terrible balls. We're gonna what? Okay, but
what terrible through balls?
What
the non-through balls to Osimhen? What when Osimhen like gets the ball and he's ready to set somebody up quickly. People don't really give him the same treatment. I mean, he's making runs and we're stopping or we're going to the right to the wing instead of feeding Osimhen like a good nona. We're not doing that, man. The team just didn't have their mind wasn't as sharp, man. I'm not listen, I'm not saying that Rudi Garcia's decision doesn't take any bearing into what happened, but the team just wasn't as sharp. I mean, Lobotka makes a forward run finally, and it's him and the goalie. He's 6 feet away from the net and passes the ball. You got to shoot. Even if the goalie stops it, get in on target, get a little deflection. Maybe somebody can bang in a rebound. I mean, come on. Lidstrom, another guy, 5 feet in front of the net. The thing sails above the crossbar, guys. Come on. Get these balls on target. Give these through balls right. We just weren't sharp. We just were not sharp out there. We were dominating. I think we ended the game like, 60 to 40% on possession?
Yeah.
They got us on the counterattacks. All right, maybe the high press on the defense. Maybe we can blame that on Rudi Garcia. Fine. I think we risked a little bit too much. And we'll talk about Lobotka, but I think there's something to say there. And we'll talk a little bit about Jesus and his little bit of lack of marking that he's been a little guilty of even last season as well. We're going to talk about that. But I mean,
listen, the bottom line is this, right? The bottom line is this. We have to rebound. We're going to rebound, right? We will. We'll be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Nobody panic. It's not time to pull the plug yet. Everybody is worried because Milan look really good. Inter look amazing. You know, Juve's hanging in there. You got Lecce in the top 4 spot right now. You got Verona level on points with us right now. This is game 3.
Right.
It's game 3. Okay, listen. It's game 3. We need to adjust. We need to figure it out, fix it. We have the players to do it. We're going to do it. Okay, it's going to happen. There's a lot of rumor that he's going to start Natan against Genoa. Let's see. And you know, honestly, I just wish for Saturday's match, I just wish that the changes were a little bit smarter. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, Rudi Garcia is a fit and competent manager. I don't buy into the fact that some of these guys feel a little different, like feel a type of way that Spalletti's gone. I don't buy into the fact that Rudi Garcia can't get us finishing strong this season. I don't buy into the fact that we're in a crisis mode, because that's very silly to talk about. I mean, for goodness sake, this is the first time we've been out of first place since last September. Okay, so and it's only match 3. We have so much time to get there. It's going to happen. Everybody just needs to calm down and relax. But Ralph, I don't want to see these decisions anymore. He has to have faith in Elmas. He has to use Cayuste. He has to make sure he plays players at their strengths. And if that means taking Osimhen out for Simeone and keeping the shape, and putting Raspadori a little more central and throwing Elmas on the wing and taking Zombo out because he's not playing well, then that's what it means. Okay? That's it.
I mean, guys, are we forgetting the last couple games and what the wingers were doing and how we focus some things centrally? I mean, the last 2 games, we thought things were brilliant. Now we're calling for his head. I mean, I think we need to chill out a bit. Let's give him another game. Let's see what happens. I think we lost a little bit of focus. I think the whole team lost a little bit of focus. Even De Laurentiis came to him and talked to him after the game and said, don't worry, calm down, keep doing what you're doing with determination, and I think we'll be all right. I mean, dude, I think maybe he's a little over worried that he doesn't want to seem too one-dimensional with his tactics. That we're gonna, because come on, we complained about that last season a lot with Spalletti, that we shut down one player, all of a sudden the whole team gets shut down, and we wanted to see a little bit more dynamic at times. So I think this is what Rudi Garcia is trying to do. He's trying to add to it. I don't think he's trying to change a whole lot, but he's trying to add to it. The only thing I want to say is that
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Are you recording me, bro?
I'm playing us. I'm hitting like. For those who are not hitting like, you got it, guys. Hit the like.
Hit like, bro. Hit like, bro. We got one like up in here.
I had to. Well, no. YouTube has 8 likes now, including mine.
So. Oh, sweet. Thank you. Well,
Bring
you know
us
what? Let's move on, because the next question, really, right? Because last year.
Give me 1 second. The one last thing I want to say before we move on,
please,
very quickly,
go on,
is we can't overlook that Lazio got better this offseason.
And it was a must-win for them this game.
It was a must-win for them. Sarri has been doing really well at the Maradona. And last season, like Vin said, they won this fixture last season at the Maradona, but also they were the best team in Serie A against top 6 opposition. Okay? That includes a win against us. So we have to take that into consideration, guys. You know what I mean? There's 35 more games left to play. We're gonna be okay.
Tifosi Napoli, New Jersey said they just won the Scudetto. Garcia could be dealing with a lot of egos right now. Maybe. But Wet Mutt says, no way, definitely no egos. I'm a little bit with Wet Mutts, but I also think that, there might be a little bit of hangover. I don't know. But either way, I think the one topic that I wanted to get into, because so many people are discussing it at the moment, is, and we're calling this segment Lobotka Ola, because it seems as if Lobotka, who was like the quarterback of this team last season, he was one of the top registas of the league, doesn't seem to be getting many touches, and doesn't seem he's doing the same role, or he has the same role as he had last season. I don't know if that's, again, part of the schematics of Rudi Garcia and what's going on, but we're seeing a little bit more long balls. Now, if anything that gets me nervous, it's those things. I get anxiety from these little, keep the ball on the ground, pass, go forward. These long balls, it gives me those, what was like the Gattuso vibes and the who else was doing that shit? I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Keep the ball on the ground. We're talented enough. We have enough chemistry on this team. But Lobotka Ola, Rafa, do you think this is, I mean, I guess it's a problem, but is it a problem right now? Or is this just, because Rudi Garcia had mentioned in the post-game interview about, we don't want to be dependent on one player, or else teams can figure that out, shut down that player, and it'll shut down the team. Do you agree with that? And do you think that this is his attempt to try to find a different solution from Lobotka, or try to add to it, or just kind of keep him in the back pocket for when we need him, Rafa?
I think that there's something to be said about having other options.
Okay.
I just don't think that Anguissa is that guy. He's not that playmaker. Anguissa is more the sweeper, right? The guy to win balls back. The guy to muscle, his fellow marker. The guy to bring the ball up just a little further. Maybe take the occasional shot here and there, but really that's like in my opinion, Anguissa is the guy that needs to kind of fall back into his role. And I see that it's being I think it's, if I'm right in what I've been seeing, that Anguissa is being asked to do more of this role, where he's just got to go with Lobotka. I think it's a big mistake to change that, considering it worked all season long last season. Okay, teams decided, okay, we're going to slow Kvaratskhelia down, but the rest of the field benefited from that because they were all open. What are they going to do? Send 3 guys on Lobotka and then swarm over and send 3 more guys on Kvaratskhelia? They can't triple team more than one player on the pitch. But at the same time, Lobotka is the guy that knows how to connect the defense to the attack and do it seamlessly. I think that if what's happening is Rudi Garcia is trying, I think he's going to look at these 3 games after this week off. It would benefit that we have a week off now. 2 weeks off, whatever it is.
Yeah, we
right?
could use it.
Yeah.
Like, let's go back to the drawing board a little bit.
Go back to the drawing board and listen, almost all these guys, I think it's like 15 or 17 players are going away on national team duty, including Lobotka. But he's got to sit there and go back to the drawing board and say, look, last season, this is how we did it. This is how we won the Scudetto. Right. Let's go back to that. I really don't think that there is room to play with that there, especially the fact that we don't have a vice Lobotka. We really don't. Who do we have? No. Right? Who's going to be that guy?
I don't know.
We didn't sign him on the offseason. We didn't. And that's one of the things that like a lot of our group chats, because I'm in the WhatsApp group chats. I will be coming into Discord a lot more, but
guys, come into the Discord. Link is on Twitter and our Instagram. Just come check it out.
Also, for those listening on Far From Vesuvius, if you go to the show notes, I always post the Discord link. So just hit the link, you'll find it there. I want to say what's up to Matt Laneve. He just recently joined. But yeah, man, Matt? like we what we did was we talk about a lot that like there's no vice Lobotka. Nobody. Like who is there? Deme? He's not gonna cut it. Who they put on? The kid Russo? He's not ready. Right now it's Lobotka who has to link the play between the defense and the midfield and the forwards. And it's gotta be like that. You gotta go back to it. I think he's putting a lot of responsibility on Zielinski, which is working out because he's playing really well. But I think Zielinski needs to roam a little more free, and I think Lobotka will allow that to do that. So I don't know. I'm a little worried about that because
go on.
Go ahead. No, I heard reports from Slovakia that Lobotka is not too happy with what's going on.
He doesn't look happy, and I was just about to say that. Like the expression on his face, it's not been good. He looks frustrated almost. He looks tired almost. He looks like as if he doesn't feel like he's a part of this, So maybe the rumors are true. I don't know. Rumors are rumors, and I hate to validate them, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's a little, he's a little frustrated right now, Lobotka, because he looks it. He just doesn't. I don't know if Garcia wants him to do something else. Again, we saw a few of those forward runs that he tried, Lobotka, but I don't know, man. This is the one guy. Carl Urber says he looked like he did on the Gattuso.
I'm gonna put this up too really quick from Antonio Acramone. Where is
I got you. You got it.
You got it. Them more defensive minded, very similar to Anguissa. This poses this question to you, Ralph, and to the Discord, to the chat. Okay. Sorry. What if Cayuste was brought in as the vice Lobotka, and Cayuste is the guy that can link the defense to the attack? Because we've seen it on his highlight reels, and we've seen that he can bring the ball up. He can take some shots. He can play make.
It's possible. It's certainly possible. Like I think Cayuste. All right, he had a bad start. That's fine, but that seems to be good luck for in Napoli. But I think he can do it. I think he can distribute. I think he can handle the ball better than Anguissa. I think Anguissa is a little bit rougher, but I think those two are similar players over Lobotka. Lobotka is very clever at holding on to the ball, taking a spin, juking a defender, getting around, distributing, quarterback. And I mean, listen, Lobotka was still out there pointing, telling people what to do, you still see some of that vintage Lobotka from last season, right? You still see him quarterbacking and calling shots out there,
that midfield,
right? But it's just the ball is not coming through him; it's going over him, and that's the shit. So I mean, it's not going to any midfield right now, and that's the problem. We're going to the wings, or we're relying on our fullbacks. And
listen, and if we're gonna rely on our fullbacks, right? Why are we relying on Oliveira, right, over Mario Rui?
Because Oliveira Mend, like
Oliveira Mend.
I'm totally with you. You know, my brother says this all the time. You need Mario Rui to add that offensive prowess, a little bit more of that. Rui was one of the top assists last season. He was probably our best crosser. He's certainly more offensive minded. He goes in deep, he goes in wide. He can't shoot, he can't score, but I mean the crosses that he was able to put on right in the middle of Simeone's forehead was incredible. And I think we missed that a little bit. I know Oliveira likes to he likes to come in and kind of sit in front of the net. I know Oliveira can do that. He can come in deep, sit in front of the net, try to take a shot, but Mario Rui is I think is ultimate at feeding his teammates, especially through crosses and especially through balls. And he makes those wide runs, and I like that about him. He's able to stretch out the defense a little bit, and Cavaro can cut in and do what he does and take shots. That was working. We need to see that. I honestly think part of this lack of offense is because Mario Rui is not there. And all right, I know he had the injury that he had to deal with from the training camp, but if he's healthy, I want to see him a little bit more. And I think, you know, him coming in, was I hope some type of indication that maybe Rudi Garcia was not completely satisfied with Oliveira's performance, and maybe he wanted that because he certainly didn't bring Rui to, hold the score line down or prevent the other teams from scoring. I think he wanted to get a goal. So to me, that confirms that Rudi Garcia probably sees that within Mario Rui, and I hope in the future we're going to see him a little bit more. I've nothing against Oliveira. He's a great defenseman, but
listen, Oliveira,
I want Rui to start. I think he earned it. In my opinion,
it should be Mario Rui starting and Oliveira coming off the bench. Right? Joe Biz is right. Mario Rui is a major. Yeah. Mario Rui should be starting the game, and then Oliveira come off the bench to clean up defensively if he needs to. Right? Rui and Di Lorenzo on the flanks killed it last season, says Tifosi Napoli, New Jersey. By the way, who's running this right now? Is it Vito or is it
I got Vito on 6 phones right now. Like,
is Vito in multiple chat
probably
multiple views here?
Probably.
Anyway, if we can we got to get the goals. It's got to be where if one is running up, one can stay back. If the other's running up, the other can stay back. Or they both run up, the offensive wingers move in a little, and a mixture of Juan Jesus, Rachmani, and like Anguissa or Lobotka can stay back and defend a little bit, right? We have to make it so where Mario Rui starts, because he bagged. I'm looking it up right now. I think he bagged the most assists as a defender last season. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna check it. But still, like, the amount of assists that he got in Serie A last season was monumental, and the ability for him, like you said, the ability for him to connect the pass. It just has to happen on that left-hand side.
Yeah. So Oli veramente ci vuole Mario Rui subito. Next game, I want Rui, and let's see what happens. Speaking of defense, I want to rip through this next topic, Rafa, and then I want to do beast of the match, and then we can finish up with the Champions League draw because we're getting close. But the next segment, guys. Jesus, don't abandon me. Now, obviously, with Kim's departure and with Rudi Garcia giving Natan's a little bit more time, I guess, to, get his bearings, we see Juan Jesus starting. But, listen, Juan Jesus, I think personally, and I like to get everybody's opinion in the chat. And I don't want to spend too much time because I feel like we have spoke so much about this subject, but I have a problem with Juan Jesus's man marking, his abandoning his post and just allowing people, we saw it in our chat about the doubling on what's his name that was who had the assist, and Luis Alberto just taking a wide open back heel flick. I like Juan Jesus cannot leave his man open like that. He did this a few times last year where we gave up. I think it was must have been 3 goals total that we saw Juan Jesus just like nowhere to be found. And a guy is wide open to take an easy shot on Meret. And, we given up a goal. So Napoli Club Toronto, I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I will be in big trouble.
I want to hear it.
No, we need you to speak.
Let's go.
That's the part. Antonia says, I think Osti starts next game over Jesus. Foxtrot, yep, I agree. We need Mary back in the mix. GOAT of one of the OGs. Yes. Antonia again, Ostigard for Juan Jesus, he says. Tifosi Napoli, Jersey. I've always not been a fan. I'm assuming you met him. Because Jesus doesn't man mark. That's the issue. I agree. And Anthony says everyone fucks with the Jesus.
Mario Rui was the top defensive assist man last season with 8.
Yeah, he was.
Well,
he
with
was.
7
I think he had
in the league.
6 or 7, right? Yeah,
7 in the league, and he had one in.
Yeah, he was in top 10. Quentin says, I thought it was supposed to be Jesus saves. Guess not. Quentin. Sorry. Jesus saves. Moses invests. Pasquale Napolitano. Juan is a good backup and logically a good coach for Nathan to learn the league. But if Jesus starts consistently, we are in trouble. I think this is kind of the general consensus. And I'm not going to go against this because, I mean, like, he's all right, but I don't know, man.
Listen, he's suitable. He's suitable to start. And I agree. Listen, I 100% agree with people when they say that he's not Kim. He's not good enough to start all season, but he is good enough to start for a bit, right? I mean, look at what he did when he came in for, was it Rahmani who was injured or was it Kim who was injured? It was Kim who was injured.
Mm-hmm.
They won every game he played in last season.
Right.
It's different from the season before where he struggled at times. Right? But we did bring in Natan. He was supposed to be the Kim replacement. Mm-hmm. So why haven't we seen him? That's the question.
I guess we'll find out in Genoa. We'll find out
because we don't know if we have the next Kim. We don't know.
It's a tall order.
We got Kim for Koulibaly, and we were worried, but at least we had the fact that he was Turkish defender of the year the previous year. Before that, he didn't have a lot to go by. And now Natan doesn't have a lot to go by.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know if we have it because we haven't seen him yet. We have to see him. We may very well have the next Kim Min-jae sitting on the bench.
I'm going to read out Napoli Club Toronto. He's sitting on the bench. Napoli Club Toronto decided to speak thank you for
Let's
your confession. You cannot, capital letters, cannot play Jesus in Kim's role. He cannot compete on any front, either defensively or offensively. God damn. Like, tell me how you really feel, Toronto. He constantly gets caught flat-footed. He's slow, and he has a tendency to leave his zone. Now, if that is not a rant, I don't know what is.
Well, listen,
there you have it.
It's not false either. It's not false. Is it harsh? I don't know.
Give me a like for that
I
comment.
don't
Give
think
us
it's
a like or dislike. Give me a like. Give me something.
To be honest with you, I agree 100% with it. I also do feel somewhat comfortable at times. I think if Juan Jesus was dubbed the starter of the season, then we are in trouble. Because why did we bring Natan in for $12 million? Why?
I
think it's got to be Natan. It's got to be Natan, and Juan Jesus could take care. See, in That's why last season worked so well, guys, because Kim was out for a little bit. Juan Jesus came in and served the team the way he was supposed to. He got the job done. As sloppy as it might have been, as he might have led towards his tendencies last season, the job got done. That's his role. He needs to sit on the bench and come in for a sub, play Copa, come in for someone injured. Maybe someone has a yellow, he'll come in. He needs to be that. He can't be the starter. But that doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and lambast him all the time because of it either. Okay?
Guys, the winter market ain't going to do anything.
Because guess whose decision that is, Ralph Bizarro?
Tell me.
That's Rudi Garcia's decision.
Fair. Raptor Will, if Natan is a stud, we got to start looking at the winter. The winter market is not going to do anything for us, folks. I mean, have we not learned? We don't do winter markets.
No, we don't. But I agree because I do agree. If there's an area of need, we should look at the winter. Because we didn't really need it last year. We didn't really need it last year.
We got Nate 10. Let's hope he works out because this is what we got, and we're not going to get another center back, guys. Give it up.
No. Another center back's not happening.
Well, I think this is if we're talking about Nate 10, we're talking about center backs. We're not getting another center back, guys. It's not happening. It's not who are we going to get? Somebody old.
You can't have
cheap?
five. You're not going to have 5 center backs.
Happening.
First of all, ADL is not going to have 5 center backs on the payroll.
Second
of all, who's going? Who's going?
It doesn't matter. We're not going to get another center. We have Ostergaard, Juan Jesus, Rahmani, now Naten. It's just not happening, guys. We just got to pray that Naten is the player that we hope he is, and Ostergaard gets maybe a little bit more time, and Juan Jesus finds Jesus.
I think the answer is in Ostergaard, man. That's what I think.
Beast of the match, guys. Tell me who it was for you. We're about to put it up. We're going to let you know. This was, I guess, it was hard but easy because, the whole team was a little underwhelming, but this guy stuck out. And,
I got to be honest with you. We didn't nominate a Beast of the Match for last week. We should. We actually did, but we didn't.
We did. We'll post it, right?
We'll post it. But for all 3 matches so far, for me, it was simple.
Okay.
It was clear as day, bright in my face, even during this loss. This one was simple.
We'll say last week's real quick while we get everybody to respond. Last week, again, apologize. We had some serious technical difficulties, so we couldn't go on. But first week was Zielinski on match day 1. The second week against Sassuolo was Giovanni Di Lorenzo got the shout for Beast of the Match. He did great. Once again, contributing. He just was awesome those last 2 games. So we had to give it to him that second game. But as far as this game, guys, let's find out right now. Let's go. New graphic, everybody. I hope you like it. Don't forget to sponsor us. Peter Zielinski, once again, beast of the match, having a wonderful beginning of the season. Rafa, say you not?
Oh, I say so. Yeah.
Yay or nay?
Definitely yay.
Yay.
Peter Zielinski, for me, was the man of the match, was the beast of the match. Totally just seemed like a boss, a leader. Took shots, wasn't afraid to get in. Yeah. We had determined he was the beast, and then I saw that he lost the ball in the midfield that led to the goal. But, however, you saw the sweat dripping off his head, face, back when he came off. I was very upset that he came off because, to me, he was the best player. Took shots, took chances, wasn't afraid. Just is a bona fide leader. Again, all the adversity that we faced on the during the offseason. Is he going to go? Is he going to Saudi Arabia? Is he going to Lazio? There's a lot of heavy rumors he was going to go to Lazio. No, he stays. He wants to stay with Napoli. I think he wants to finish his career with Napoli. Kudos to Zielinski because he was beast of the match for me. In our new beast kits, I mean, gosh, I know we all saw that this was possibly the kit, but once they were unveiled and the pictures were taken,
why Antonio? They're beautiful. I actually like, and I don't even like tribal.
No, you know why Antonio doesn't want to wear those again? Because we lost our first.
Because we lost them.
That's
who cares?
The superstition is going to seep in. These kits are beautiful enough to give them a second chance. I hope we play them. I hope we play in them against Genoa. We're probably going to play in our whites against them. But these kits are absolutely fantastic.
Oh.
I mean, we should have made the kit the beast of the match. The all gold in the front with the black and a lot of people are saying, well, what's the I forgot what they're called, the tribal,
it's from a tattoo artist or something, right?
Yeah, but it's a Samoan or a Polynesian cultural. You see, The Rock has it.
No, but an actual, I think it was like I forgot his name, but a tattoo artist, like a famous tattoo artist, designed it, and we know that, ADL now with this new high fashion thing he's doing, he did this before with the Burlon. So I think this is another ode to, incorporating artists and things like that and designers into these new kits. So
you do realize though that this is a Polynesian, like tribal. These are tattoos that they get. Like if you see The Rock, if you see these guys that the Samoans,
it's not Calabrese,
No, and people, I've seen people. What do they have to do with? What does it have to do with Napoli? They're nice, but what does it have to do with Napoli? Guess what? What did the freaking belly cats have to do with Napoli?
Right.
What does the camo have to do with Napoli?
Right.
Nothing.
What is right.
We have a kit. We have a kit with Vesuvius on it this season.
Right.
Let's have this beautiful kit. Nice. If they wear this in the Champions League with the Champions League ball and I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna buy like 6 of them. Like, I love these kits, bro.
They're really
nice.
My
thing is really black and gold. Like, I love it.
Love that.
The fact that the Napoli emblem
is in
all gold too, bro.
Beast of the match was the kit. Beast of the match.
But anyway,
I want to read this out,
Ralphie boy. I love it.
Thank you. This is the new one, guys. Sponsor us, guys. We are.
Yeah, we're taking sponsors. Let's go.
We're taking sponsors for Beast of the Match. Whoever wants to do it, come hit us up, man. Let us know, guys. I give you good price, my friend. But I want to read Pasquale's. I want that kit tramp stamp instead of the up bid. I agree, Rafa. I think that next season, this guy sponsor us, so me and Rafa next season can afford to be Napoli's kit tramp stamp.
Listen, we need to start with our gear, dude, because there's no reason we can't have this on the back of one of our Raf and Raf t-shirts. Look at this. This is gorgeous. You guys tell me you wouldn't wear this.
Would you wear it?
Tell me.
Would you wear it?
You would wear
How many? Would you buy all the kits if Raf and Raf rant was the tramp stamp on the Napoli kit? Tell me. Let us know in the comments.
I think they're already buying them. I think they'd buy them for sure.
Yeah, of course. Come on, man. I'd buy like 6 of the same ones, like all different sizes, just in case I fluctuate in weight. I'm going to put a little closing music, Rafa, and we will start talking about. I'm going to get your thoughts on the Champions League draw because we're going to be out of here in about 5 minutes. All right.
Sounds good. Champions League. We had a draw on Thursday.
Real Madrid,
Braga, and Union Berlin. Yeah. So Braga.
Some people are worried.
I'm going to start. I'm going to start with Union Berlin. Union Berlin had a really.
In the meantime, give us a like. Thank you.
Give us.
You made it here. Give us a like. What are you doing? Come on.
You can start giving us a Forza Napoli. Listen, the music's on. We have 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, we have 20 minutes, guys. So let's get a Forza Napoli going in this.
I'm going to start with Union Berlin. They're a very tough team. They're a very tough team. I've watched a few games actually this season already before they were even put in our group. Bonucci just went there, if that means anything. I guess if it means anything, he has knowledge in intel on our Napoli players. Maybe he can give them some advice. But this is a team, Ralph, that in 5 consecutive seasons has gone from Bundesliga 2 to 1 to the Conference League to the Europa League, winning it to the Champions League. No, I'm sorry, that Frankfurt to the Europa League and to the Champions League. So they have qualified for each. They qualified for the first Conference League. They qualified and played in the Europa League last season. I think they went to the quarter or semifinals even, and then now to the Champions League. So they've made progression. They've come from second division to the Champions League in just 4 or 5 seasons.
Okay.
This is their first time in the Champions League. They should be easy pickings for Napoli. They should be. But they finished in 4th. They finished in 3rd or 4th in Germany. That's saying something, right?
Yeah.
Again,
saying something.
Again, Bonucci's there.
Saying Germany League sucks. Bundesliga.
Braga. Moving on.
Or
to
like
Braga.
bullshit Liga. You know, bunda means ass in Portuguese in Brazil.
Does it?
It's the Bunda Liga.
Bundesliga?
Bunda.
All right. I didn't know that. That's good.
Yeah, just talk to Brazilian girls. Say, I want to see your bunda. See what happens. You might get slapped, but don't tell her I told you.
Well, anyway, like I said, Union Berlin qualified for the Champions League through the league, right into the group stage. Braga had to qualify. They qualified on a 3-1 aggregate over Panathinaikos for the Champions League. They are Portuguese league. Listen, Braga, they don't win a lot. They don't do a lot, but they definitely worry me a little bit. All Portuguese teams do. I think all the time, we draw a Portuguese team, I always kind of get nervous. I don't want to say it's going to be simple, but I think we can get away with, all 6 with them too. I believe that we'll be okay with that. I mean, I think Braga finished 3rd in the Portuguese league and had to qualify, like I said. It's Real Madrid that I'm terrified of. And I know I've seen a lot of people say things like, you know what? We're Napoli, we won the Scudetto. Real Madrid in the league, sometimes they look a little off. Last year they looked a little off. Yeah, well, they went to the semifinals of the Champions League and did really well for themselves. Plus, they won the whole thing the year before. They could look as off as they want in La Liga. They are out for Champions League glory. And that's a team I'm afraid of. I'm happy, Ralph, if we come away with 1 point against Real Madrid.
Cool with that.
And maximum points from the rest of the field, which will put us at 13. I'll be happy just to get out of this group with Real Madrid in it. Honestly. I know we're capable of more.
Yeah.
And this is the year to try it.
If we come in first with this group, are we overachieving or is it normal?
If we come in first, are we overachieving? Vinicius, was it Vinicius? Someone is injured. Someone got injured. Was it Vinicius?
2 months. Francesco was explaining this. They got a number of injuries. By the way, Francesco, thanks for the cup. He got me a cool cup.
Yes. Oh, dope.
Maradona. Yeah, you like that? Dope. Guys, I love the presents. Send them all to me. I don't mind. I will gladly put them on this show.
Oh, man, where's my gifts, man? Oh. I'm here.
I asked for it a little bit, but
I knew it. That's why I said.
Come on, I'm the cup guy here. Everybody knows that. Guys, send me cups, all right, of your favorite club or your fan club, and I will drink out of it on the show. Thank you.
Listen, it could be worse, and we could be in that group with Newcastle. Milan's group is tough, man. What was that? What was that? Was that Bayern?
Or Man City? No.
The Milan group was with Newcastle, Dortmund. And who else?
Oh, no, I'm reading all these comments.
Paris.
You guys are hilarious.
Was it Paris?
Group F? Group F. Bad. Group F. Bad.
Anyway, honestly, okay, so like I said, yes. Dortmund, Milan, PSG, Newcastle. That is a group of death.
Group of death right there.
Huge.
Big.
Listen, I'm confident that we can get out of the group. Like I said, I'll be happy if we can finish in second place.
Okay.
I'll be happy with 1 point against Real Madrid. If we can at least tie them at home, that would be great. If we could pull the season that we had to play PSG and we tied them twice, both at the São Paulo at the time and at in Paris. We tied them twice. If we could do that and then finish in 14 points, then we're talking.
I'll take it, Rafa. But anyway, guys, listen. Big shout out to the chat, guys. Thank you again for staying with us here live on the Napoli Ramble, Raf and Raf. Thank you to all our listeners, on the audio listeners catching the replay. Don't forget, don't Raf and drive. Shout out to all the new people in the Discord. And again, we invite all of you to come in and talk. And it's a real good time. Everybody's super classy. So if you want to talk Napoli, and believe me, I get a lot of inspiration from that. to come here onto the show and help voice what you're saying, guys. So believe me, this is the people's show.
I get a lot of inspiration from guys like
smash that like.
From guys like that's right. I get a lot of inspo from guys like the guys in my chats, in the WhatsApp chats, in the Fanta Limonada fantasy.
Oh, I gotta read off a comment. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I got Quinton, I promise. Speaking of the winter market, did you see that Al Hilal made a new offer today for Osimhen? They offered $250 million. ADL responded, dai, la vostra offerta da 250 milioni di euro può comprare solo il cazzo.
Solo il cazzo. Solo un testicle. How do you say testicle?
Wow.
Sono the left. Sono la destra.
Solo la destra. Palla destra.
Solo palla destra. The right.
Oh my.
Now listen. I also want to say thank you everybody who noticed the kit, goalkeeper kit. Love it. Black one's on the way. Still have yet to get a white official one, but I got the white, knockoff one, which is beautiful as well. Again, I get inspiration from the chats. I'm going to go into the Discord soon. I'm going to be a more regular person there. And I want to say, please listen to Henry and Michele on Shadow Studio. Do everything you can to listen to that. To listen to Joe Fischetti, Forza Napoli Pod, and to reid his articles on the press.
We're here for you guys.
We're all big community, so this is it's all fun. It's all great. But we are nothing without you guys. So thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you guys do for us too. So.
And thank you, Rob, for another great episode. As always, until next time, guys.
Until
we
next
got a little
guy.
break. We should be here next Monday. We'll probably talk about something.
Why don't we come in? Because listen, it's a big listen. We could talk about Napoli stuff, but also Spalletti's first matches as an Italian national team manager, and the possibility of Di Lorenzo becoming the captain. I think we should come in next Monday, regardless. We missed last Monday. Let's
go. We already took a day off, guys. Until then, what's Napoli sempre, guys.
Ciao. Come good.
Italia.